Hi, JK Unisport Web TV, and this is the 9th of December, and I'm joined here by Terence Parris because we are at the PUMA Football Headquarters in Herzogenaurach.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much. Terence, can you start off by telling us what's Christmas like at PUMA?
Well, Christmas in Germany in general is seriously cool, and a lot of my friends in England ask what do I love about Germany, but I must say Christmas in particular, Germans do Christmas well. The corporate culture really does recognise Christmas, so yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, but Terence, we're also here to talk about the boots in front of us, the Marco Reus Tricks boots, and we've already seen some signature Tricks boots from you guys with the Balotelli boots. And this is like the second version. Is this a series?
If I could take this opportunity to backtrack just a little bit.
Obviously.
Tricks as a concept was effectively a working title for how Puma approached major events like the World Cup and the Olympics, etc. We originally started out with the duality of the pink and blue for the World Cup, and it really caught a lot of people by surprise, and I must confess, even ourselves. We followed that up with a red and white Tricks, which celebrated the start of our partnership with Arsenal. Again, huge success. Everybody loved it, especially the Arsenal fans, and it really felt that we were showing them kind of a particular type of love, which was great. So that's kind of the background. And let me show you very quickly the first of those boots. And it's kind of important to mention this because Mario Balotelli's been getting a lot of heat, particularly after the World Cup. There were lots of question marks about his professionalism and to a certain extent even patriotism. So there are two kind of really key elements of this boot. Firstly, the Italian flag, which really demonstrate his sense of pride and nationalism and belief in him being an Italian. There are also some key words on here like professionalism, endeavour and humility. And these were words that kind of came out when we were interviewing him and really getting his thoughts and inspiration behind the design of these boots. So that's kind of a little bit of a backtrack on the first of this editions.
Yeah.
And let me then tell you about these. Evidently, we have the yellow and black, and that's obviously signifies the Dortmund colours. Dortmund has a relationship with a children's charity, a kind of a hospital for sort of leukemia, and Marco also has a particular affinity for that. So when sort of interviewing him, and you will see some of the images where we kind of spoke to him and got his real input into the design, and he was really integral in the whole design process. And there are some really cool key design features. Firstly, you can see here they're holding hands, like an adult holding the hand of a child, and that really again is a symbol of kind of supporting sort of children. And then again, consistent with sort of Marco Reus's own sort of tattoos, etc., you have this kind of tattoo sort of graphic, but the details I think are really quite poignant because they use words like love, belief, dream, hope, which are all words of inspiration, which again came out when speaking to Marco. And the final detail, which I think is really cool, is when you look at this, what appears to be just small dots are actually, if you look very closely, are actually sort of symbols of young children.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so every element of this boot, every design component really does shout at support for this charity for young children. So this boot in particular, I think, has a real strong story to tell, and is really consistent to something that is at the heart of Marco Reus.
Yeah, so it's really his boot.
Absolutely.
So to speak. Now, how closely did you work with Marco designing these? I mean, after all, it is his boot and it should represent him.
Yeah, I mean, he was involved in every part of the design process. Marco, perhaps more than anybody, was really closely involved in the whole design process.
How did he react when he saw the final boot?
Quite emotionally,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, as people will see, he won't be able to wear them, and he's been really unlucky, but almost testament to how passionate he feels about these boots. When he got injured, almost one of the first things that he said was, "Damn, I won't be able to wear the boots."
Oh, that's cool.
So it was almost his first thought.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear that players are involved in the design process, but you'll see some imagery of how closely he was involved in this design process.
Yeah. When you're designing boots like this, is it obviously you get the pitch from the players and their insights, but is it a challenge to really hit the design, if you know what I mean, to capture their mindset? Some people like it bold, some like it more toned down.
I think in this case, again, if we back reference to the World Cup tricks, the whole emphasis on that was about sort of confidence and self-belief and stuff like that. And part of it is actually the freedom of creativity within that. And I should also really highlight the fact that as a brand, we have this sort of new brand mantra of Forever Faster, which is not only a statement, but a sense of feeling. So to be able to deliver a product that really embodies that as well is something that we're really proud of.
Now, I can't help but notice the laces that you've done in this really cool jewel design, but you also laced it a bit different than we normally see. Will that have any impact on the performance?
No, to be perfectly honest.
Is it just because
purely,
it looks cool?
Exactly, it's just purely, and it's kind of funny as well because again, in terms of being kind of creative, there's this kind of funky street culture of lacing and stuff anyway, so it's just an opportunity for us to be really cool and quirky.
Yeah. Now, being a brand as you are and really, taking pride in making limited editions and making some awesome special boots, what does it mean to you to really be able to tell the stories and support your players with these kind of personal boots?
Well, I mean, this has been a great opportunity because we as a brand really pride ourselves on telling really sort of deep and meaningful stories around our products, whether they be apparel, footwear or equipment. This particular limited edition has been a real opportunity for us to involve players, not just in the performance design element, but actually the aesthetic and really enable them to get their own personalities across through these products. So we introduced the Mario Balotelli on the 8th of November, these on the 9th of December. We have Cesc Fabregas on the 1st of January.
Something for the new
Which
year.
is something for the new year and in that kind of crazy football period over the Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
And then we will climax with this particular sort of phase on the 17th of January with Sergio Aguero.
That sounds
who's kind of on
really,
fire.
So in other words, there's something to look forward to, guys.
Definitely.
Terence, thank you so much for
It's
talking
been
to
an
us.
absolute pleasure.
It
And
has.
thanks again for coming to see us.
Thank you so much for having us. Guys, what do you actually think about the new Marco Reus Tricks boots? I have to say, there's something to them, and the deeper story, I'd like to hear your opinions on them and hear what you think about what Terence said. You can leave a comment about that down in the comment section below. And although we have to end now, we're back again with more Christmas in Unisport tomorrow. So see you then. Signing off. Cheerio. Now, speaking about the tech a little bit here, obviously the design compared to the... Take it again. Yeah. Sorry. No worries. Just coming from again. Yes! Yes! Alright, we're rolling?
We are still rolling.